Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to be back.
Look, let's jump right into the topic, bro.
Okay.
Because there's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right. And social media has been in the forefront. The last I don't know, maybe at least the last 6 years, maybe the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Social media has been in the forefront. And it's really has taken a toll on us. So I kind of wanted to talk about not only like some of the stuff that has happened in our society and culturally, but how social media is impacting that. You know what I mean? Because real talk, like we're using social media. Everybody's using social media,
right?
You know what I mean? But we need to be able to talk about the pros and cons and how it's actually affecting us. Because I kind of feel like people are using it blindly.
Yes.
And because of that, it's like people are unaware of what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we need to have like a real conversation. I'm gonna say this, and then I remember when COVID hit, and being someone who worked in the hospital, who'd been working in mental health all this time, when all of those precautions were taken, I knew, and people in the field, in the mental health field, knew what was going to happen to us mentally, psychologically, emotionally. And coming out of COVID, people acted like, and people still acting like, man, we had no idea. We had no idea. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Like the professionals knew exactly what was going to happen. And so I kind of see the same thing with social media. And it's like, dude, we know exactly what's going to happen. So we need to talk about it.
Yeah.
And maybe make some people aware if they're not aware of what's going to happen, but it's kind of obvious, right? So like before we started, we was talking about different situations. So I'm going to let you.
Yeah. So in particular, so the topic, basically just about the relevance of social media, you know what I mean? Like the amount of credence we give to it, off of whatever's being, broadcasted, whatever things that people are seeing on social media, like just how real are they? You know what I mean? Can I trust what I'm seeing with my own eye? Can I trust what I'm hearing that's being projected or portrayed to me? And if so, you know what I mean? Where's the medium? You know what I mean? Where how do I start to, do my research or do my due diligence to say, hold on, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Or, oh, wow, this is real. And it's just so much information that's being flooded, you know what I mean, on social media or via social media that it's just hard to tell these days, And one instance that I was we were talking about before was, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it by now, is the Cameron Uso fight on Cameron's podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was big news. It was so crazy that when I saw it, I sent it straight to you. I was like, hey, you heard about this? And it's so weird because, when you seeing it at first, you see, Uso, a bigger guy, dragging Cam across the table, slamming him on the ground and throwing what looked to be a vicious punch. It was like, oh, wow, what just happened? And I'm glad that you said one of the first things is this real? It seems staged to me. And I had to take a step back because I was just so caught up in the, in the allure of, wow, you know what I mean? Like, things are going to change on that show forever. To the point of, wait, slow down for a second. What did I just see? You know what I mean?
Right.
And, starting to research it, starting to look it up, and then finally, 2-3 days later, it's confirmed it was all staged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, wow.
Oh, okay, so they did confirm it.
They did confirm it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it was confirmed
okay.
that it was all staged, and it was just hype for WrestleMania, which had been was going on that weekend. Great publicity, right? And going back to that video, when you watch it at first, it looks vicious. It looks brutal. It's like, man, Cam, this is what happens when you talking crap. Can't back it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
especially
right.
to somebody that's out of your league when it comes to physicality, to the point where it was just like, okay, let me watch this one more time. And as you watch it more and more, you get to dissect, okay, did that punch really land? Okay, Cam wasn't giving much resistance when dude was dragging him across the table. You know what I mean?
Right,
like if somebody's dragging me across the table, I'm going to put up some resistance, or at least hope to. And then, you know what I mean, saying, you know what, wow, just look at the times. Cam has a podcast, Why not take an L for the team to get your podcast great money? You know what I mean? Oso has a fight coming up. Why not have a wrestling match coming up? Why not have, great publicity going into it? So it's a win-win for both people, even though it looks like a loss. You know what I mean? When you're watching it on TV, especially afterwards where, they started the show back up. And the first thing Cameron says, he looks at Mace, he was like, okay, where were you at? And Mace was like, man, I was over there, man.
I was one of the first one to get him
yeah,
on.
I was getting him up off of you.
He said, oh, my bad.
Right. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, so y'all still hyping this. You know what I mean? So, listen, bravo, well done, you know what I mean, to a great stage match. I mean, to a great staged act. And, like I said, on paper, both of y'all are winning. But it just leaves the viewer like, well, what can I really believe and not believe these days?
Well, yeah, and listen, because I did want to bring this up because this is an important distinction when we're talking about the Cameron thing, right? And we're going to talk about some other things. There's a difference between being staged and being fake.
Right. Okay.
Right. And fake is like, and we'll get into this with the AI and all of these like AI videos that did not happen. Right. But there's a difference between staged and fake. Staged is wrestling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wrestling is real, but it's scripted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. So there's a difference between something that's scripted and sometimes and this kind of gets lost when people have these conversations. It's like, oh, that wasn't real. And sometimes what they mean is that was scripted. Or that you know what I mean, like it wasn't authentic, it was staged.
Yeah.
And the Cameron thing seems to be staged. Right. Now, he did literally pull him over the counter.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like
sure
that did happen, right?
And he definitely did slam him to the ground.
He did slam him to the ground, and he did throw a punch.
Yeah.
Now, whether that punch landed, he's a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? He know how to make it look like he hit, and plus he was on the floor. There's no camera angle that see whether or not he really got hit. You know what I'm saying? But to say like, because some people may say, well, man, that was fake. It wasn't fake. It was staged, which is different. They were acting.
Yeah.
Right. They were acting if it happened, as if it was real. Which is what wrestling is all. I mean, come on now. We're not kids no more. Now, if you would have told me back in the day when Hulk Hogan picked up Andre the Giant,
right?
If you would have told me that was staged, I would have been like, come on now. But nah, it wasn't staged. I mean, it wasn't fake. Yeah,
but it was scripted.
If you would have told me that was fake, I would have been like, man, stop it, right? Yeah. But now, knowing it wasn't fake, he actually did pick him up. There wasn't no wires or nothing like that. He did pick him up, but it was staged. Yeah. And Andre the Giant did give him a little help.
Yeah, help. Well, as much help as he could. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because that was a big boy right there.
Because he was like 5 something. So
yes.
I mean, if you holding up 5 something, even for half a second, that's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. You know what I'm
sir.
saying? So, but there's a lot of things that's happening that makes you question our entire reality. And I think I want to come back to the AI because there's a couple of other things that happened that makes you rethink everything that's happening. So you mentioned the Cameron, right? And how that makes you even think, like, can you trust your eyes? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I saw it, but what did I really see?
What did I really see? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is this real? Is it scripted? Is it fake? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really happening? Is this AI?
Exactly.
You know
Yes.
Like, all these questions start to come in, and the one that the next thing that pops out to me is that White House Correspondents' Dinner.
How'd I know you was going there? I'm with you, bro.
Hey.
I'm following you. I'm definitely following you.
Because man, all right. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me. Well, go ahead.
Okay, so the breakdown. Okay, well, from what we see as viewers, shots were heard. You know what I mean? It sounded like gunshots were heard, and we saw Secret Service, shuffling this way, and them getting the president out, and all this commotion and uproar to the president's safety, and I don't know. It seemed like 5 minutes after that, he was in front of of America on the podium. Yeah, talking about, you know what? Listen, I signed up for this, and it's a crazy job, and I've already written my funeral and all this other stuff, and
that's why we need the ballroom.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? And that's why we need the ballroom, so stuff like this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And before you can even have time to say, okay, wait a minute, let's break this down. You know what I mean? They had already had the guy in custody. You know what I'm saying? They said it was this many shots. It was this type of rifle, and it was, 50 yards from wherever the president was sitting. So that's what the viewers are. That's what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So tell me your thoughts on what you saw.
I mean, that's what the news had put on it, right? The guy was in the hotel and he came down. He already had a weapon in the hotel. He was there, I guess, a day or so before this, and then he just ran past security, right? And shot one, right? Shot one who had a vest on, right? And but when you watch it and then you watch the camera thing, you're like, hold up, was this scripted?
Not to your point, not just the fact that it's scripted. You shot a Secret Service officer and you're still alive?
That part. And
hate to say it,
he's brown.
You know?
Listen, I promise you, if I'm running through there,
yes,
I am not living.
That's your last day running.
That's my last day running.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that out of all the times, I mean, because if you had any justification to kill a black person, brown person, whatever, anybody, the time is when they're running towards the president with guns, shooting people.
Yes. Oh, you have full privilege at that point. You know what I mean? Full privilege.
You know what I'm saying?
And people have been taken down for less. You know what I mean?
Less.
At least shot. But this guy, one, nobody's seen the footage of his action.
Right.
Nobody's seen the footage of how that all went down, how this officer was shot, etc. But the mere fact that you shot at an officer you weren't shot back at, apparently, and were just somehow subdued, it just puts a couple question marks up there. You know what I'm saying? By Secret Service. You know what I mean?
So it's like, how did y'all even subdue him?
Right.
You know, because you got the video of him running.
Yeah.
And hey, to his credit, he was getting it.
Right, dude, man, I say he looked real fast.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But so it looked like a blur. Yeah. But then you see the security dude pull out his weapon, and it looked like he started firing. Yeah. But if people are firing at him, he didn't. I mean, from what I understand, he didn't have armor on and that. And this was a suicide mission.
Yes.
But then the thing is, like, with all of these things being scripted, it's like they keep following the same narrative. So now all of a sudden he got a manifesto.
Right.
Why does everybody who try to kill the president got a manifesto? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not saying that I would try to kill anybody, but best believe if I planned anything, I ain't having no I'm not having no trail. Like, it doesn't make no sense.
This is too perfect of a storm. You know what I mean? Like, the way that it was put together, the way that it's portrayed to us, we the people, it was like everything had to happen exactly the way they detailed it for it to happen, but none of it makes sense when you think about it.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't. Like this is the same president that was shot in the ear. The same president that had somebody come up to the golf course trying to kill him. And security still ain't tight? What are we doing?
This is Secret Service. You trying to tell me that their marksmanship is in question?
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
And unless all these Bammers want him to get killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I could think of. That's the only angle that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But if they all want him gone, their security, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could easily be like, oh, I turned the wrong way at the last second. He just went past me and I didn't even see him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like something like it doesn't. And the problem is that we're getting to a place now to where none of this stuff makes sense.
Yes.
So now, to your point, you can't even trust your eyes. Like you saw the dude running.
Yeah.
You seen them kind of, and that's another thing. They weren't scrambling. You got I don't know how many people was in that space, but I think they said it was like 1,000, 2,000 people. It wasn't like 100 people. It was a lot of people in there. Wasn't nobody scrambling, wasn't nobody running. Apparently, they got a Vance out before they got Trump.
That was the calmest crowd ever in the history of life to apparently hear gunshots and sit still like nothing's going on.
You had Bama's in there, heard the gunshots, still like,
finishing their food.
Boy, this lobster good, boy.
Right.
If this my last meal, man.
Right.
I'm going out.
I'm going all out. Right. Right.
And it's crazy because it's like all these attempts on his life, and we can't even. So now people go back to when he got shot in the ear.
Mm-hmm.
And like, hold up.
Yeah.
Did that really happen?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're at a place now to where we can't trust anything.
Right. Especially that's being broadcasted.
Right.
Social media, news channels, radio, whatever even that you're hearing, you're absolutely right. And it's almost to the point like not only can we not trust it, but why is this being projected to us?
See, now you're talking. Now you're talking because the way I've always looked at this is that whenever social media or the news is telling us a story that it wants us to believe. The questions you always have to ask yourself is, why does the news want me to believe this?
That part. Yes.
And that's where people start getting caught up, because unfortunately these tools that we're using is also preventing us from thinking.
Exactly.
Dude, thinking is a skill. And
yes.
if you don't use it, you will lose it.
Yes. Man.
And so there's a lot of Bama's out here and so now they're making it so that even the thinkers have to think about what they're thinking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That it's almost like a dumbing down portion of what's happening to society. Like, okay, we're going to make the critical thinkers just think. And we're going to make the thinkers just take what they see and run with it. And it's almost like everything that's kind of happening social media wise is pointing or kind of, in my opinion, I should say, everything is showing the viewer or telling the viewer, believe it what it is, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Believe what it is, don't ask questions. And that's how, you have something like COVID come out. And thank the Lord there were still critical thinkers to say, hold on, let me take a step back and really, really look at this before everybody, you know what I mean, drank the Kool-Aid, you know what I'm saying, or took the
yeah, but it wasn't many though.
Right. Well,
I mean, because if you think about it, we shut down the schools like that.
Yeah.
We shut down the stores like that.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
It was like, yo, I mean, you're right. There were some thinkers who was like, hold up. You mean to tell me I can't go outside?
Yeah.
What type of virus is this?
Yes.
You telling me, hold up. You telling me not to make this make sense. You don't want me to be 6 feet close to somebody, but I can't be outside by myself?
That part. I can't drive with my windows down.
I can't drive. What?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That make sense?
Right.
So you want me to be 6 feet from the person in my passenger seat,
right?
With the windows up.
With the windows up.
Make that make sense?
And so,
you know what I'm saying? They even had. I remember going into the grocery store. They had arrows like you can only go this way down the aisle.
Yeah.
You going?
Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
I was like, y'all serious?
They went all out for COVID as far as the smoke and mirror effect, what I like to call it.
And it happened so fast, and people just accepted it.
Yes. Yeah.
But that also fed into where we are now, because it's like eventually after a couple years, people started saying, hold up. Y'all bamboozled us. And so now the crazy thing is you could see something like we just saw the White House correspondence that we weren't there. So we just saw it, but still because of stuff like COVID, it's like, yeah, I know I saw it, but did I see what I saw?
That part.
I know I saw him take him over the desk.
Yes.
But did I see what I saw?
Right.
Or was it? Is this all David Copperfield? Is this a magic trick?
Right. Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Man. Yes. You know, it's funny now that I'm thinking about it. I kind of take this all the way back. You remember when reality TV popped?
Oh,
And it was just huge.
yeah.
And that was around the time that you know, social media was really, you know what I mean, taking off. And when reality TV came out the first 2-3 years, it was just like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened? Did you see what they did? Did you see what they did? Especially, I want to say it was a show called The Bachelor or something like that. And then finally, you know, after 2-3 seasons and the show's over and they started interviewing these people, they're like, yeah, everything was scripted.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what the show was, didn't matter what the content was, it was scripted.
Right.
And people, I don't want to say everybody, but people wanted to believe that what they saw was real so bad that they just, you know, kind of negated, you know, listening to, hey, this was all scripted.
Right.
And still, you know what I mean, gave it its well, you know what, maybe it was scripted, but some of it was real, some of it was real. No, it was all scripted. And to your point, yeah, when you saw Hulk Hogan slam Andre, yes, that was real. But did he have help doing it? Did Andre know how to land so he didn't break everything?
Right.
Did he know how to lift them so he didn't break anything?
Right.
What did he drink that day? You know what I'm saying? Like it's too many things that go into it for you to just take it. But we're just at a place now, especially with propaganda, you know what I mean? And especially with everything politically, of course, that you kind of question, what is the real agenda behind why you're showing me what you want me to believe? And I mean, I don't know if that's something that, you know, we can answer right away or if that's something that, you know, is in the works, but there's so many smoke and mirrors that come into play with not just politics, but everything that we're being shown. I'm glad we're at a place where people can start to finally say, wait. Let me take a look at that one more time. Let me take a look at that 2 more times. It's kind of like when the NBA, you know what I mean, said, okay, you know what? Instant replays.
Yeah.
Let me take a look and saw if what I saw was really real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now we have that to say, okay, no. My eyes showed me that was a foul, but now that I see that wasn't a foul. My eyes show me, you know, his foot was on the line, but now it's not. That's almost what we have to do with social media now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, see it and say, okay, let me go rewind the clip. Let me go play it back again. And what did I see? And even with that happening, it's to your point. The angles, the camera angles, the way that things are lit, the way that, you know, everything is scripted, it's almost like, okay, I see what I'm seeing, but what is really happening? You know what I mean? Like, am I visually impaired to what I'm actually seeing? Because I see this, but none of it's making sense. You see what I'm saying?
And you know, it's kind of like when they let the Epstein files go. Okay. It's like, okay, you let the Epstein file go, and then you get this sheet of paper that's full of black. It's like, but what's in the paper? Oh, well, 90% of it is redacted. Hold up,
but we're gonna show you the paper though.
But we're gonna release it.
Yeah,
we're gonna release it. So you mean to tell me this Bama this is a White House Correspondents' Dinner, right? This is a hotel.
Yeah.
The only angle you got is that one little blurt of him running. You ain't got no other cameras. You mean to tell me there's no other cameras in that hallway that can show him shooting?
Right.
There's no other cameras that can show him getting detained.
Right.
There's no other cameras. The only camera we see is him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Exactly.
You're showing us what you want to show us. Yeah. And so the question is, why do you want to show us that? Like, what is the end goal? And I think, you know, and you're right. Like, we don't know for sure, right? I'm not part of that in crowd that would know. Yeah, but there's certain things that you could look at and you can make an educated guess on what's next. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if I said A, B, C, you kind of know what's next, right? I'm not going to F, right? And so when you're looking at these things that's happening, you like, all right, hold up. Why y'all ain't showing me all the camera angles? Why y'all picking that angle?
Right.
That don't make and then you gonna show me this dude lived? What?
It's exactly what you said, though. You just showed me A, B, C, but you skipped D, E, F, and now we at G.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, don't worry about what happened to D. You know what I mean? D, E, and F. We at G now, and that's what we can concentrate on. So I showed you the beginning. I showed you the end. But I didn't show you anything that made sense of what you just saw in the beginning or what you're seeing in the end.
Nope. Just take my word for it.
Take my word for it.
And see, the thing is, like, you can manipulate anything in between D, E, F, G. You could manipulate any of that stuff. I showed you A. He's running. Yep. And then I could tell you what happened B, C, D, E. And then I'll show you F. We got him on the floor. It's like, well, hold up. But do I trust you to tell me the truth about B, C, D? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because y'all lying.
Yeah, because you already lying here.
Yes.
Why am I supposed to keep continuing on with this lie? You know what I mean?
Right. You want me, and the social media piece is that they've conditioned us.
Yes.
To start believing our eyes.
Yes.
And even when it's crazy because people will tell you, man, all that stuff on social media is a lie, man. Them people ain't really living them lives. Yet, them people still got hundreds of millions of, you know what I'm saying? Like millions of people still following those people. Millions of people still want to live those lifestyles. And then it becomes real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because if I go out and I show a clip of me in a Lambo, then now all of a sudden 1 million people want to see me in the Lambo, and then all of a sudden that 1 million people is getting me subscriber money and endorsement money, and then all of a sudden I can buy a Lambo.
I got a Lambo now, you know what I mean? And that's it. Just man, there was this guy, I know you remember him, and he was big for a minute on social media, but it would just show he wake up in the morning, flush his head in some ice water, and it'd be like 6:32, and at 6:35 a.m. he's diving into a pool, and at 6:36 he finally enters the water in the pool. You know what I'm saying? It was so crazy. It was just like, man, you showing this guy with this extravagant lifestyle, super healthy lifestyle, but the timeline's not adding up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when people started to finally say, okay, what's really going on here? Come to find out, it was all scripted.
Exactly.
All staged. But he made tons of money off of staging all that. You know what I'm saying? So while you're sitting here, mad at it being staged, he's laughing all the way to the bank.
All the way to the bank.
You know what I mean?
And that's the point, right? It's staged. It doesn't mean that it's fake because people gonna be like, well, but he really work out. Well, yeah, he does work out, of course. Yeah. Look, you can look at him. I think he played it. I want to say he went to the NFL. You're talking about Ashton, the Ashton dude, right? Ashton Hall, I think his name is. Yeah. I think he played in the NFL for a little bit. But whether or not you can look at him and say, okay, the dude work out, right? Just because you work out don't mean at 6:30 in the morning you jumping, and at 6:35 you're entering the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Boy, you got a crazy 2-minute vertical.
Yeah, he is breaking not just records, but he is breaking science down. Right. Nothing is scientifically ground or mathematical.
Then 10 laps in like a minute, and then came out and was dry in 2 minutes. It's like, hold on. Hold on.
No recovery time, no nothing. He's just on to it. You know what I mean?
So. But to your point, it's like it's like the reality and TV is so blurred. The lines are blurred. It's like people don't know what is scripted anymore.
Right. Yeah.
And this is also dangerous too.
Yes, that part.
Because like there's some influencers that will go up to different people, and their whole bit is to go up and try to make you fight them.
Oh yeah, I've seen. It's girls that did that too. You know what I mean? Yeah, female influencers, and then say, okay, stage, you on camera,
right? And I'm like, bruh.
And I'm thinking that's even staged.
Sometimes it is. I think it is. But there's some of them that you can see. Nah, it wasn't staged. You picked the wrong one.
Yeah, you picked the wrong one.
You picked the wrong one. Because, but you're right. But it's a lot of them. Like, mama pull out and be like, yo, and you're like, hold on, because from where I'm from,
Right.
if you here's the rule: if you're willing to pull out, you better be ready to use it.
Better be ready to shoot.
It ain't pull out, I'm gonna intimidate you.
No.
Nah,
That's dead.
Nah.
Yeah.
If you get me to the point to where I gotta pull out,
I'm using it.
I'm using.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the phone. Hey, I fear for my life. It's, 911. Somebody need to come. There was an incident. That's it.
That's it.
You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? But so you're right. Some of that could be staged.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, but people playing with fire because you could do something staged, and then somebody else out there don't think it's staged, so they try to do the same thing.
And exactly that part. That's the part that's the piece that I really want to talk about is believing these delusional things and then taking on these concepts or taking on these ideas and implementing them yourself. All of a sudden get you in trouble.
Yes.
And you like, why is this getting me in trouble when I just seen such and such doing it and it was all good?
Right.
Well, you saw staged, yes. Was the gun real? Was all this other stuff real in that? Sure. But it was scripted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once it's scripted, that takes away all aspects of what's real in there. And the listener, the viewer that's saying, oh, you know what? Well, if it's all right for them to do it, it's all right for me to do it. No, it's all right for you to do something staged and you don't know it's staged. It's not all right for you to do, but there's no filter
Right.
that tells people
Right.
this. You see what I'm saying? There's no medium for that. And that is exactly why yes, it is very, very dangerous. And it's the more out of control, the crazier, the more violent things are, that is what's gathering the more attention. That's what people are paying to see.
Yep.
And I'd hate to see in 5 years where this goes if people don't really start to take the time to say, okay, you know what? Cool. They made their money, but that was scripted. I need to leave that alone. Do you know what I mean? Other than
okay. So where's this gonna go 5 years from now? I remember in the 90s. Let me see. Yeah. This is in the 90s. I had a cousin of mine brought me this video. And the video was of graphic deaths.
Faces of Death.
Yes. And it was a whole series of them. This is back in the day with those banned from TV videos and some some of those were a lot of those were sexual stuff like Girls Gone Wild and stuff like that. But some of it was graphic stuff too, like accidents or whatever. And so what you're going to see is a bigger appetite for that because we're getting to the point to where now the stunts aren't enough.
Yes.
So now you're not gonna see people. The wave is gonna start to die out. So where you're gonna start seeing people, go up to people and, man, I F your girl, and then people buck up. Oh, hey, no, you're on camera. It's on camera. It's fake, right? People gonna be like, I don't want to see this no more. I want to see somebody get punched. I want to see somebody
get killed. Yeah, exactly.
And so now you're gonna really start to see people amp it up. You're gonna see people amp it up, and yes, some of it's gonna be staged, but then you're gonna see some real ones because the next level is gonna be the real ones that's gonna get shot, that's gonna die, that's gonna do something stupid, and then next thing you know, people gonna be posting, this the video that got him killed. Yes. This is the video that got him shot. Yes. This is a video, and it's gonna ramp up.
And all for what? For views.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, views. Yes, but I think kind of like most things, money.
Yeah, money.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Now what people are starting to learn, because people think that just because you get views, you're gonna get a lot of money. But you could get demonetized. You could get, different things can happen. But what people really, people are doing this for clicks, for clout, but also they want to use that clicks and clout for money. And it's like people are willing to put their life on the line for.
But see, that's it right there. What we're seeing right now is it seems people to put their life on the line. That's the scripted part. 5 years from now is exactly what you're saying. No, it's going to be people putting their lives on the line.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For sure. You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, well,
5 years from now, shoot, I think 5 months from now, man.
I don't, yeah.
Because the way things are amping up,
yeah,
bruh, like I think 5 years from now, I think actually 5 years from now, we'll be out of it.
Yeah.
We'll be out of this trend. We'll be into a whole new thing.
Well, what's even crazier is we're at a time, and we've been at a time where people don't call for help for you. People pull out their phones and watch you die and watch you be attacked and watch it go on and on and on so they can post.
Remember, man, what's the Scary Movie?
Yeah.
Remember Scary Movie? And there's a scene in there, I don't remember which one, but they're at the movie theater. And she goes up and she's getting stabbed and everybody's like cheering.
Yeah.
And like that's it, but she's like really getting killed.
Really getting killed, yeah.
And it's like that's where we are now. Yeah. It's like snap. They shooting. Right. They shooting. And it's like that person really dying.
Yes.
I know. Ooh, this is going to get a lot of likes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my.
And that person could have survived if one of y'all would have just got them some help. But now this person is dead and y'all happy about it because you get to post.
Yeah, that part.
You see what I'm saying? Because you get to post this and like you said, make some money off of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the way that you know, they say money is the root of all evil, but it's the love for money. That's really the root of all evil. And if you love money that much to the point that you are willing to watch people die and watch negative, bad, horrible things happen to them for that type of money, that's now what's popular. That's now where we're globally going. You know what I mean? And it's just like, whoa, where did we draw the line? You know what I'm saying? When is humanity gonna be back on the pedestal? You know what I mean?
We're not drawing no lines. Yeah. And you can tell because we'll sit up here and watch images of the war. We'll watch them drop bombs. We'll watch us drop bombs. And knowing that we're watching people die.
But how are we watching it though? I remember the Iraq War. Was it Iraq? I mean, Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Maybe it was Afghanistan when the first time I'd never heard a term insurgents. And because this term was being broadcasted, it was already a negative connotation associated with that word. And they said, yes, we've done this and this and this, and showed you blow up a whole area, dead bodies everywhere. And they said they were insurgents. And guess what? They're little boys. They're women. There's no age demographic. They're senior citizens. They no uniforms, no nothing, just people that the media says are insurgents. And it makes it okay.
Right.
Not, man, these are 1,000 people that just lost their life.
Right. But can't you see how creating that mindset from a social media standpoint, right, to where you're getting desensitized to things, so you now want to see the violence, now transferring that to wars. It's like I'm now okay with seeing people die.
Yeah.
And what we don't see is the psychological trick. It's like I'm preparing you for this. I'm preparing you for it. So then when somebody says, "Yo, I see what's coming down the road," and you just, you a conspiracy theorist, or you this, you that, and it's like, dude, don't you see? And our parents were right. I remember when Mortal Kombat first came out. And
the game,
the video game, right? And it had like, when you killed somebody, little red was splash on the screen, right? It was so
especially
fake.
Fatality,
right? Yeah. It was so fake. But I remember my parents, especially my mom, like being disgusted with what was happening. And now I see why, because that was the infancy, that was the seed that started the desensitization, whatever, you know what I mean? Desensitizing us, right? And what we didn't see, or what a lot of people didn't see, is that was just the beginning. But there was going to be next step, and the next step, and the next step. And now you got these realistic games that's happening. And now bump the realistic games. Now you're watching social media.
You got backyard brawls and
got
bare fist fights. All these things that we are paying top dollar. People are to watch. People get hurt.
Yes.
I mean, hurt badly. You know what I mean?
Real.
And people are putting, I remember there was a dude, Kimbo Slice. And man, when he first came out, he shocked the internet. Because he was this big old dude. He ended up being an MMA fighter. But, man, he was knocking people out viciously. You know what I mean? Viciously. And it gathered so much attention because he would just, meet up at, somebody's backyard or the docks or whatever it would be, and it would make quick work out of him. You know what I mean? Most times. And he gained so much popularity that, that got him a spot on MMA, But it's just like what you're saying. That's just the infancy of what's to come.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, shoot, we seeing backyard fights now, but what happens when they start backyard fights with weapons?
Which will happen.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? When they start sword fighting, when they start, will they do the guns? Well, look at John Wick. And I know people are probably going to be like, yo, John Wick's a movie, bruh. Yes. So was iRobot. Yeah, yes. So was so many movies. So was Terminator. Yes. So was so many depictions of things that we saw back in the day that are now here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, like in John Wick, they sitting there having gunfights. They just boom, boom, boom. And it's like, okay, well, you don't, like you said, how far do you think we are from that in the backyard? Maybe not gunfights, but all right, here's a bat. Both of y'all got bats.
I don't think you're that far off from gunfights too.
I know.
You know what I mean? I mean, shoot, they got laser tag right now. You know what I'm saying? That's a play thing. You know what I mean? Which, But when people actually want to take it to that next level, now I don't just want to see people getting tagged. I don't just want to see people getting, paintball, stuff like that. I want to see people get got.
Yeah.
And not come back from it.
Well, but and it probably will. I mean, I can see the progression start with like a paintball or a airsoft to where, yes, close combat. We got handguns that look like, but they're shooting pellets.
Yeah.
They're not lethal,
right?
Oh, but they're gonna do you some damage.
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna get hurt off of them.
But then it's just a matter of once you get that ball rolling, it's just a matter of time before it's real guns. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so the whole thing is like the narratives of what we're being shown. And it's not just the news. That's a part of it. But what we don't understand is that when you go on YouTube, when you go on your social media, everybody talks about the YouTube algorithm, the Instagram algorithm, the algorithm. Nobody knows what the algorithm is, right? Yeah. But what you do know is that it's pushing content. Why do you think it's pushing the content that it's pushing? And people will say, well, because that's the popular content.
Right. Not at all, sir or ma'am. Not at all.
That's the content they want you to consume for the next step.
Oh, I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but have you noticed that? Because I'm not really on social media much, but when I happen to take a look through for whatever reason, it's interesting that there are certain things that are on my algorithm because I continue to watch them. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. But every once in a while, something out of the blue will pop up.
Yes.
And it may be something I might, this may be interesting. And as soon as I click it, all of a sudden, just like that, more and more of that same type of video is coming to my algorithm. I could have my algorithm set for 5 years, but as soon as this new interesting thing, just one thing came up, I'm gonna flood this and see if we can get them here too.
Yeah. Yeah, because these people are masters at understanding how we think and human behavior.
Yeah.
And so they're pushing the things not just because we like it, but because they know that pushing this is going to push us to the next thing. And so the problem is, and let's get into the AI, because pushing AI is going to push us into the next thing. And there's a reason why people are afraid of AI.
Yes. I want to say, didn't Elon Musk say that it was a scary thing?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, yes, there are people who are leaving Earth, you know what I'm saying? Because they see what's coming. You know what I mean? So don't think it's something to play with. You know, it's interesting how you said it. It's like, you know, you decorate something to make it look like a present. You know what I mean? When this is nothing but evil coming out of this. But I've decorated, I put a bow on it, I made it look real shiny for you.
Right.
But as soon as you open it up, being unaware that, you know, what's inside is demonstrative, evil, whatever the case may be, well, it's too late. It's opened up now. But that bow, that glitter, that ribbon, that's all the infancy stage. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Leading you up to, okay, now I may know there's something evil in there, but I still want to see it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I've unleashed it, and it's too late.
Yep.
Well, see, I mean, that's the thing with AI, because it's like,
So you know, we were talking about
how everything is scripted now. AI is making it so, bruh,
you like literally cannot trust what you see on the screen
anymore. I've been saying this all year. I started saying this last year.
I think by the end of this year, we'll have a full-length movie that's all AI. Right now, you can see 10-second clips, maybe a couple minutes, where it's all AI, but it looks so real.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So not like an Avatar, but an AI movie that looks like real people.
Look like real people.
And you can't tell the difference.
And you sitting there like, yo, who is this actor?
Yeah.
Who is that? Who it is? He kind of sound like Denzel, but he kind of got a little. But who is this new dude? AI dude.
Some AI dude that you can never meet.
Like the you know, we talked about before, like the AI songs, right? People got AI albums.
Yeah,
and
they really do.
And that stuff sound good too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Especially the reggae albums.
Yeah.
So, let me stop.
And so it's like you can't. AI is making it so you can't trust your eyes. Like it's truly made up.
Yeah.
But I can take a video and now I can clone you. Right. So now I can make you do something in a video. It's like the videos with Tupac walking with Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Or Tupac meeting Malcolm X. You know, and we know that these videos are fake because we were around, right? And we know that Malcolm X died 30 years before Tupac. Not 30 years before Tupac. He died probably like 10 years before Tupac was born, right? And so
we know that time is off. But you go 2 generations beyond us,
they not gonna know,
right? Yeah, absolutely.
They not gonna. They gonna be like, hey, Grandpa,
was you there when Tupac was talking to Malcolm X? And I was like,
Tupac ain't never talked to Malcolm X.
Right. I just saw it though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, let me show you the video, Pop.
Yeah. Be like,
bruh, Malcolm X was long gone by that time. But it's on video. I see it. And it's like, but they're truly making things fake. And so you can't trust it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like now, some people are taking advantage of it.
Sure.
Some people using it to their benefit.
But that's to your point. It's like, yo, this is a bomb.
Well, let me be the first to open it up then.
Right. You know what I mean? Let me see what happens when it goes boom. Not realizing that, guess what? When it goes boom, you go boom with it. You know what I'm saying? We're not looking at that, you know? It's so crazy because artificial, what does artificial mean? Not real?
Yep.
It's not real intelligence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's acting intelligence. You see what I'm saying? And it's so, it strikes the nerve of curiosity. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things that you can do with it. You know what I mean? And to your point, create somebody. You know what I'm saying? To your point, you can create. They're going to be, making movies, making albums, doing whatever they can, but they're not necessarily real. They're scripted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They have been scripted by AI. Man, I suggest, I think we talked about it one time. Y'all better go watch Terminator 1, Terminator 2. You know what I mean? Get an idea of what's coming. Because there's always a con to a situation. You know what I mean? When the internet first hit, nobody looked at the cons of it. Nobody looked at, oh, there's this dark web,
Right.
where the web that everybody's seeing, this interface is only 10% of the actual web, and the dark web is 90%, and that's what everybody's using. So yeah, there are going to definitely be pros to, of course, AI, but there's so many cons that Elon Musk himself, who is dead in the middle of AI right now, is saying, man, this is going to be some bad things coming from this. Y'all prepare yourselves, and it may not hit, what I mean, me and you, but the next generations to come, they're going to feel it.
But it will hit us, because we'll be alive, we'll be around, and it's happening so fast. When you say 5 years from now, I'm like, yo, the timeline for everything is speeding up so fast.
Yes.
What you think will take 5 years will probably take 2. You know what I'm saying? If you think about, oh man, in 10 years, that vision is probably brought down to about 3 years. Like everything is moving so fast, so rapidly. Right? Even even for us and our thought process and our appetite for more and more.
It's like it's happening so fast. Like we don't even want to. I remember back in the day where you used to like hear about a movie coming out,
and it'd be March, and a movie come out in August.
Yes, I remember that, sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you like, man, I can't wait for this movie to come out. Rambo, we're gonna come out, and boy, he gonna be shooting things. And you got 3-4 months to sit there and wait. Right now, it's like, yo, if this movie don't come out next week,
right,
and if it don't come out in my living room on Netflix or on something, I ain't got time to be sitting here. Everything is sped up. And it's because AI. Now, to your point earlier, I use AI. I do. So maybe I'm a hypocrite. Well, I ain't no maybe. I'm definitely a hypocrite. But I use AI. So maybe I'm one of those people that's unloading the gift that's going to blow up in front of us too. Right? But I'm like, man, we're at a place now to where it's like, if you don't use it, you get left behind.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. It is a part of growth in technology. It is a part of something that you have to keep up with now, because exactly everything in our life is going to have AI attached to it or involved with in some way, shape, or form. So you have to adapt to it. You know what I mean? You have to otherwise life is going to pass you by. You know what I mean? And you will be stuck in the dark ages. Well, you know what they say. I mean, you will not be up to par, for lack of a better term, with what's going on in life. You know what I mean?
Especially the speed of everything that's happening, right? Like listen, let's be real. When I take this clip, right? When we take this show, I'm gonna do a magic clip, and AI is gonna create some clips that we could push out there, right? You know how long it would take to edit this?
Yeah.
And so that becomes the argument that people are going to say, AI is making things so much better. And I will agree. It is making things better, but it's making things really better for the people who can think. The people who can't think are the ones who are going to make this thing really bad. And unfortunately, I believe there's more of those than the ones who can think. Because the ones who can think, listen, if all hell broke loose and AI went away, I'll be good.
Sure.
Because I can still think. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain things that even the processes of, like, let's say AI went away, but we still had some technology. I know how to make graphics. I know how to design stuff. If I had to edit this video by myself, it would take me days, but I could do it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I can use AI, but AI is speeding things up so fast that now what takes you days takes AI 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah. That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But because of that, people are not utilizing their thinking skills. Yes. And I think like this is something that most people will be able to relate to.
Especially our age group.
Back in the 80s, 90s, you could remember a phone number.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You can remember a phone number. You can remember the name associated with that phone number.
You remembered everybody number.
Yes.
Louise, you sit there, you go, shh, shh. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't written down or anything
No,
like
it
that.
wasn't
This is
written
all
down.
in your head.
Yes.
And you can remember hundreds of numbers, believe it or not. And this is just back in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
You know how many people don't even know their parents or aunts or families, you know what I mean, numbers by heart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But see, that's my point. Like even our generation has used the technology so much that muscle, whatever muscle that is, that we used to use to memorize phone numbers, whatever muscle that is, we've stopped using it.
you know what? And to further that point, Google is now a part of our minds. You know what I'm saying? When you go to look up something, you don't think, wait a minute, can I remember this? You know what I'm saying? Can I do my due diligence in my head to try to come up with a solution or answer? No, Google.
Right.
Google's everything. You know what I mean? You know, what do I need to eat to lose weight? What do I need to eat to gain muscle? What do I need to do? And Google says, do this, do this, do this, do that. And then somebody, hey, it didn't work for me. Okay, well, try this. We're having this talk about Chat GPT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't necessarily give you the wrong answers, but they may be answers that don't behoove you.
Right.
So if you don't do your due diligence in saying, wait, what I'm eating is not working for me. You know what I'm saying? What I'm doing over here is not working for me. And you keep taking what AI is sending you as truth, you're in a world of trouble. Because you haven't taken the time to say, this does not work for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or this isn't working for the next person, or whatever the case may be. We take it as truth because, you know, in some way, shape, or form, it is truth. It could be facts, but that doesn't mean because it's a fact for something that it's a fact for me, if that makes sense. Everybody has a different body type. Everybody has a different way of doing things. You know what I mean? I could tell this person, you know what I mean? If you want to, lose weight, you need to do X, Y, Z. And I could tell the same person, if you want to lose weight, you need to do X, Y, Z. They could both do it, and one person has better results than the other. But if I switch it up and say, you know what? Why don't you try this now?
Right.
Because this is working for this person.
Right.
And let's switch it up a little bit. Now we see that this is working for this person.
Right.
But if you don't have that filter to say, you know what, okay, everything that's being delineated to me, I need to, break down and really check it out, then you're at a loss because you're going to take exactly what we were talking about, everything that's shown to you as truth, and not taking the time to critically think about it or think about it at all. And then when it doesn't work for you, or you find that it's a lie, or you find out, whatever the case may be, it's like, but that's what it said on the clip. That's what they showed me on TV.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
It's like it's that independent ability to think that's being stripped from us, and it's not, it's being masked under the guise of this is helpful for you, speed things up, it helps you do things faster. But the reality is, like, those things are hindering us, and it's taking us. So if people want to know where we're going back into bondage. You're about to go into a place to where you are, we've talked about this before, where I don't think we've ever left the slave system, but we never left the plantation. But it's about to become even more obvious because you ain't going to have no choice.
Yeah.
Because you can't think. You already can't read. You already can't write. You already can't understand cursive. You already can't, there's already certain things that you can't do anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And now technology is taking over. And so the people who are scripting the technology is also scripting what you think.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Real quick, it makes me think I won't, say the company's name, but I was using a certain product, an app on my phone to learn Spanish. And I've been doing this for, the last 2 years. And someone who actually knows how to speak Spanish, I'm sitting there saying, what I'm thinking is, good morning, goodbye, or, whatever I'm talking about. And they're like, who told you how to say it like that? No. Say it like, you know what I mean? That's not necessarily right. There's different dialects of Spanish, what I mean, depending on which country you go. But it's just like this app saying, this is how you should say it.
Right.
And you better say, you know what I mean? To somebody who actually knows the language because that is what they, you know what I mean, we're taught growing up with, saying, wait, you may want to check what your source is, because that's not really how what's being, you know what I mean, coming out, you know. So it's like I said, it's interesting in all aspects, you know what I mean, of what we are. But exactly what you said, it's stripping us of the main component that we need to be to survive as human beings, is that's being able to critically think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what we have to realize is this:
all of this is being scripted
in a way to get us to the end point. And
if you don't think about what the end point is, the end point simply is this. I mean, just think about it.
I can't trust what I'm actually seeing.
I can't trust what's on the screen. So now I have to go to my sources to trust what they say.
But I can't trust, so I can't trust anybody. Well, somebody is going to have to emerge as the authority figure to tell me what the truth is.
It's no longer the Bible, because people have pushed that aside, right?
It's no longer the politicians, because people have pushed that aside. You know, so it is going to start to be the Elon Musk. You know, it was crazy during COVID that we started listening to Bill Gates. And I'm like, this dude is a computer guy. Why are we listening to him about
COVID?
A coder of all things.
Right.
That's all he does. And now we're taking advice, you know what I mean? Saying, because he's prominent, because he has a name, that encapsulates everything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, he's not. He's Bill Gates, so he knows any and all things. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we go to him for that? He's a billionaire. It's like, okay, so you're saying that, you know, all these billionaires out here know the same thing? No, they don't. But we're giving them these titles because of whatever reason. But it's exactly what you said, because they're prominent figures, and because they're prominent in this, we throw everything sorry, let me take that back. Because they're prominent figures, we look at it as an umbrella effect where they should know everything. And we're giving them that title and giving them, you know what I mean, that voice almost, you know?
And it's crazy because it's our...
Yeah, it's like because you're famous, right? Because you're smart in one area. Now all of a sudden you're the person we listen to for everything. You know, it started to baffle me when we would go to athletes and ask them about their political ideas. And it's like, bruh, like you should be asking him about the triangle offense.
Not about, you know, not about political stuff. Like he's a basketball player, you know what I'm saying? Like he's an athlete. Like ask him about athletic stuff, sure. But ask Bill Gates about coding, computer stuff, sure. Ask him about AI, great. Ask him about a virus that's going on, like COVID, like come on, why? But again, they're preparing us to, they're pushing it to say, these are the people you listen to. These are the people you listen to. These are the people you listen to. And we're going to keep pushing those people out in front of you because these are the people that you're going to listen to.
It's programming.
It's programming. It's pre-programming. Because what's going to happen is Bill Gates is going to anoint somebody, and we're already going to be. Bill Gates said he's cool, so
we're going with him.
So we're already going with him.
Ask no questions.
No questions, right? And that at that point you're in total bondage. You can't think, and what's going to happen is anybody who can think, you're going to turn against.
Wow, because they're the minority. They're not the majority.
Yes, they are the divergent. They are they're
anomaly, all that.
Yes, they're the anomaly. They're the ones,
and everybody else is going to see them as a threat to their way of life, because people are gonna be like, yo, I'm cool with AI.
I'm cool with fruit with no. You know what? I like fruit with no seeds.
Right there, fruit I can't grow. I
love fruit. With, you know what I'm saying? I love stuff that I just got. Look, we're gonna get to the point to where it's like, all right, take a drop of water out of your sink, put it on it, and then you got an apple tree in 5 minutes. And you can eat apples straight from it.
Yes,
and it's gonna be like, man, I love this microwave. I love how fast everything. And you talking about, you know, how we're in bondage is gonna mess everything up. We got a good thing going.
Yes,
a good thing going.
And the
man.
guy's telling you, no, this is what bondage is. But you can't see past that because you're programmed. Yeah.
Yep. And it's almost like you're walking yourself off the cliff. And you're gonna push everybody away who's saying, think. Oh, you don't see what's happening?
Yeah.
Nah, this is a good person. Okay.
And it's not even think to take what I'm saying is real. Think so that you can come up with real. And you know what? Hey, if what they're saying makes sense to you, fine. Can you explain why it makes sense to me? Okay, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you're just taking everything and giving it validity for whatever reason before you even had a chance to think on it on your own, or you're taking it because this is what the masses say and this is what everybody's doing, you're in bondage.
Yeah.
That's bondage.
And then to your point earlier, right?
Once you start doing that, right? Once you're in bondage and you just believing whatever they say. Now, I got you. I could tell you anything.
Yes. Yes.
And you're going to believe it. You know, we talk about these radical
People, these extremists, and ask
questions. Man,
how the heck is somebody going to strap a bomb on themselves and go blow themselves up?
yeah, you ever think about how is it that a person can get to the point to where they are willing
To not only blow you up,
but blow themselves up?
in the process, they've been programmed.
Forced or programmed, one or the other.
Right.
It's the only way.
But even the forcing is still programmed.
It's still, yeah, absolutely.
Right? So because even in the forcing, I'm like, all right, I'll let you live. I'll let your kids live if you go do it. Like I'm forcing you.
Right.
Right. But I'm also programming you to do this for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So either way, it's programming. And it's years of it. It's years of it. And then all of a sudden they get to the point to where we call them extremists. Well, guess where we are? We're starting to become extremists.
Slowly but surely. Yeah. Why? Because we're taking the time to think.
Well,
And we've been willing to drop bombs on people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're becoming extremists because
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and we're not thinking about how we're being pushed.
Right.
We're just going with it.
Like the arrows in the grocery store. They go this way.
Yes.
So we're going this way.
That's the way we're going. It don't even make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
what I need. I remember. Listen, I got in trouble. Was at this grocery store, and the thing I needed was at the end of the aisle, but you were supposed to come in the other way.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But you
man,
already right
and
there.
wasn't nobody in the
Right.
aisle. I'm like, man, I ain't doing that crap, man. My thing right there. Hey, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, man, if y'all don't get up,
Right.
you're not supposed to be going that way. Man, let me grab my daggone item and get out of here.
Right.
You want me to go down the aisle, come back down when this item is right here? Man, get your...
Check. Let that have been a super crowded store. And everybody's going this way.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you're going that way too. Just because all the masses have adapted that, hey, somebody told us, somebody prominent told us we should do it this way.
Yep.
We're going to do it this way. Doesn't matter what they prominent in, but they're prominent. And they've passed the torch to now this prominent person. And they say, hey, listen, you know what, go jump off that bridge right there. It's beautiful at the bottom. You're going to see
you
just
can't
that
wait.
many. And look, nobody's looking over the bottom and be like, ain't nobody coming back up. Where'd they go? You know what I'm saying? Or they drifting this way. They look dead to me. We just gonna keep going off the bridge. Yeah.
And yeah, so it's at a point where you can't, even the things that you see, everything is scripted.
Yes. Yeah.
And so it makes you question what's really happening. And then there's things that is really fake.
And it makes you question what the... And the challenge is people are not questioning.
Right.
People are just taking its face value.
They said this guy shot up the correspondence dinner. They said, when the last time you seen a black dude or
Anybody of color.
shoot at any politician and live?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
That
mean-
part right there. Before we even, do you remember this movie called Enemy of the State
Yep.
with Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Man, well,
Yeah.
he did a heck of an acting job on that. But just how they showed how the media, you could be a regular person, but the media can make you a negative, criminal, shoot him on sight, crazy overnight. You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody said, hey, listen, this person isn't going along with the program, and we need that person either to be out or get with the program.
Dave Chappelle.
That part right there. You know that's exactly what'll happen. You know what I mean? They're going to call you crazy. They're going to say, oh, you're doing all these crazy things because you didn't want to go along with the program. Yep. So, folks, we're just saying, before you decide to get with the program, first of all, start to research what is this program all about. Before you start to say, hey, listen, you know what? I saw such and such do such and such. Take the time to say, did I really see what I just saw? You know, start to actually take the time to say, and if I didn't, and if they are showing me this stuff for me to believe, why?
Why?
Yeah.
And
yeah, why you showing me this? You ain't showing me that.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you showing me that, but you ain't showing me this?
Yeah.
Why you showing me one angle, but you ain't showing me the other angle? What?
And we may not have the answer all the way to that just yet, but you're on your way to an answer because now you started to do the critical thinking and say, you know what? I don't know exactly why they're doing this, but I know they're doing this.
Right.
And I see this is scripted, and this may have not been, you know what I mean? But this is what's being pushed towards me. Why is it being pushed towards me? And once enough people can start asking the whys, that's when truth starts to unveil themselves.
Yeah, because that's when you all start to wake up and start to realize, y'all realize they trying to push us off a cliff, right?
Yeah.
The cliff right there. I see it now. I see it.
They're trying to push us off a cliff. And then all of a sudden, and I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late.
No.
If we come together. Now, if we don't come together, it's too late.
That part right there. It's definitely not too late. We are losing ground and we are losing time. And this is a time where we need to have enough of the people who want good, want right for people, want right for humanity to start coming together and reprogramming what's being programmed.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. Listen, we can talk about this AI stuff forever.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But listen, this has been another episode, Real Talk, man.
Yes.
I'm Jay.
And I'm A.
And listen, we'll catch y'all on the next one, man. All right. Peace.